Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barban, and today we are going to talk about the Cleveland Browns for the wrong reasons. Quinshon Judkins just got arrested for potential battery, domestic violence in Broward County in Florida. It's really early going. It's maybe 20 hours ago, something like that. But this is not the controversy the Cleveland Browns need piled on top of all of the other controversy that's already surrounding this team. And so I just want to talk about how this team just can't seem to get out of its own way. So that's why the Browns get the shirt today. And that's why we get some orange background lighting because we're talking Browns. But I mean, we all know there's the controversy with Shedeur Sanders and them taking Dylan Gabriel ahead of Sanders. And what does that all mean? And it's really a complete unknown in the quarterback room. Now it makes them interesting, but it's not, there's nothing stable about that situation. And then they're still in the shadow of the Deshaun Watson disaster and the allegations against him. And I know many of them were settled, but to some degree, where there's smoke, there's fire. There was over 24 women that came out with something about sexual assault with him. I just can't imagine all of those were false and they were all just copycats. Somewhere in there, he had to have done something to somebody for that many to come forward. And the Browns don't want that's something they're still trying to get out from under. And the last thing they need right now is another player with something to do, anything to do with violence against women. And that's what's just been put on their lap right now with Judkins. Now, we don't know. This is really early going. All we know is that was the charges and that's what he was being held for. But it's really early going. It hasn't had due process yet, so much more facts will come out. So there's just two ways this can go. This could be a situation like Xavier Worthy, where it started out sounding real bad, and then it turned out it was a false allegation, and it actually the tables were turned. Maybe even he was the one who was aggressed against. So in the most charitable case or the most favorable case, this is just another false allegation, and he didn't do anything, and we're all good. But in the worst case, he did do something. He's going to get charged, or they're going to follow through with the charges, and something's going to happen both legally and disciplinary from the league and from the team. And this guy hasn't even signed his rookie contract yet. So this also gives the Browns huge leverage over him in their contract negotiations. He's just not going to have a leg to stand on if this goes through, if it turns out that he really did do something. So, I mean, trouble just seems to find the Browns, and this specific kind of trouble's it's not good. Something to do with violence against women is the last thing the Browns needed. Yeah, maybe a DUI or I don't know, just anything other than violence against women, and that's the one that they're faced with right now. So, like I said, it's really early going. We don't know. This could be a false allegation. It could be false, but he could have done something, and right now we're just in the unknown. So it's just controversy, and it's just more attention this franchise doesn't need, and this specific kind of attention. It's just the last thing they need. And I don't. You gotta wonder, like this or the Xavier Worthy situation, how these guys find themselves in these positions where these are the two potential outcomes. Either you committed assault or someone's falsely accusing you of committing assault. So when was the last time this happened to you? Like, this is not a common thing to happen, but maybe it's because they're high profile. Maybe it's because people know who they are. Maybe if this is false, let's say this is false, maybe this person thinks they're going to get a payday out of this guy, not realizing he hasn't signed his rookie contract yet, but he probably made some money in college. But that's a new thing now. College players can be a target for this sort of thing. Again, if we're going to be on the side that it's false and it's someone just trying to get one over on him for a payday, now college players got money, or at least some of them do, and people know about it. That's all national news. So these guys have to be extra careful and somehow recognize when they're in a situation where this doesn't feel right. This could be going the wrong direction. Just on the case of if he's going to be falsely accused. Now, if he's actually done something, well, then he's just an idiot. So, but in either case, it's not great. And in either case, you got to have situational awareness. And well, in the first case, if you just assaulted the person, it's nothing to do with situational awareness. You just can't do that. And in the other case, I would be surprised if you can't see that coming, but maybe I'm naive. Maybe that happens to guys and they're blindsided by it and don't realize when they hear about the charges or when the police show up, like what happened with Worthy. They're totally surprised that what's going on here. No, somebody aggressed against me. I didn't do anything. So I don't know. It's early going. We don't know what really happened. We will find out. I'm sure we will find out shortly in the next couple of days. But again, this is just not attention the Browns need, and yet here it is, right on their doorstep. And I mean, this team, there's just snake bitten right now. Whatever it is. I mean, I guess they knew about the Watson thing. They walked face first into that one. This one more just sort of showed up. So I don't know. This team can't seem to get out of their own way, and if they try, then this sort of thing happens. They don't have any luck with this either. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. This is just another thing that the Browns have to deal with. All right. Well, so that's your Saturday versus Sunday emergency podcast for the Browns.